Yeah, and being really intentional about it, because it's so easy to just sit down and watch a show endlessly or sit down and scroll on your phone and half pay attention. But being like, we're going to watch a movie at this time and we're going to decide on it together and we're both going to put our phones away, like that can actually be very rare these days, I find.
The Get Rich Slow Club podcast is a collaboration between Tash Etschmann from Tash Invests and Ana Kresina from Perla. The Get Rich Slow Club acknowledges the traditional custodians of the land we record on. From coast to coast, across land, waters, and communities, we pay our respects to elders past, present, and emerging. Any advice is general and does not consider your financial situation, needs, or objectives, so consider whether it's appropriate for you.
Welcome to the Get Rich Slow Club podcast,
where we take you from beginner to confident investor,
where we can teach you everything you need to know about investing.
So come get rich slow with us.
Welcome back. Today we are diving into some budget-friendly practical ideas you can use for Valentine's Day or birthdays or celebrations. It doesn't have to be specifically Valentine's Day, but nonetheless, we've got some great ideas. First though, our money win or loss of the week. Tash, what's yours?
Mine has been DG overcharging me. So DD, the rideshare app, I've noticed recently when I book a ride, it'll give me the estimated price, whether it's like $30 or something like that. And then always at the end of my ride, it's been getting more expensive. So I had one recently that increased by $15, even though the route was the same and the time in the car was the same. So I complained. I have been complaining, and they banned me or blocked me from complaining because they said I've complained too many times. Or I've put in too many inquiries or something like that.
What? $15 is a lot.
Yeah, and it was just to the airport, like just straight to the airport, the same estimated amount of time. There was always going to be a toll road, so it just feels kind of misleading to give you an estimated price and then have it be so different. So I did complain on social media, and then they gave me a refund because of social media, but it still feels like they're doing dodgy stuff, especially when you're not allowed to complain anymore.
And especially if you didn't have a social media presence, would the same thing happen if you had less followers?
Yeah. And it's when you finish the ride, it doesn't tell you what the initial estimated price was. So if you don't like screenshot it or remember it, you're like, oh, maybe it was just like $40 or whatever it was. So it feels a little bit dodgy.
I've screen grabbed every time I get like quotes now, just for that reason, for different things. Even like looking at flights or whatnot, I'll like screen grab it to be like, was that the price? Or is it, are they using my cookies to upsell me for whatever it might be?
So it's something to be mindful of, and always complain if it's been happening to you as well. And yeah, maybe message them on social media if they've blocked you on the app, because the customer service isn't great. And I had people suggesting I just use Uber, but I find Uber is often way more expensive, and they've also kind of done the same thing to me as well. So yay, fun.
Yep. Yeah, I found DD much cheaper than Uber when I've used it a few times.
Yeah. Oh, well. What's yours? Do you have a fun win or loss?
Well, it's kind of similar. It's a complainy one. So I think we're in good company for this episode. I had a gift card for an experience-based thing, right? So it was a gift card for that, and it expired on me because I completely forgot, and I found it and I realized it expired for a few months.
Oh.
So I was like, oh man, and it was worth a lot of money too, like over $200. So I was like, oh, like missing out on $250. That's a lot, but totally my fault. Nonetheless, me, message customer service, and I asked them, hey, can you guys extend this? And they said, sure, we can do it, but we'll charge you like $30 on top of it. And I was like, well, $30 on a $150 gift card, I'll just take it anyways. So yeah, I guess the moral of the story is sometimes you can reach out to customer service, you can complain, and hopefully good things can come from it.
Yes, and a good reminder to go through and check all your gift cards and when they expire, and to write down how much is actually on each of them so you remember to use them. Because gift cards can be so exciting at the start, but then it's always like, oh, well, they're like tucked away in my purse and I forget about them too.
Yeah, I actually just scheduled a facial for next week because I had a gift card that was also going to expire. And it's so easy to forget these things. You get excited and then you don't book them in, and then 3 years have gone by. And
yes, especially these days, because I walk around with my phone, so I don't have cards on me anymore. Like if I used to have a purse, that'd be easy because I'd see it all the time. But now it's like kind of tucked away in my room, and I don't really like carry them around unless they're the ones you can put on your wallet, like your Apple Wallet. They're good.
Yeah, exactly. So let's kick it off. Let's talk about some of the budget-friendly ideas that you can do for Valentine's Day or any occasion.
Wait, I want your general thoughts on Valentine's Day first, though. Do you celebrate it? Do you care? What are your thoughts?
No, it's funny. I was telling my partner that I'm kind of putting together the script for this episode, and my partner says to me, yeah, you know what you should add there is that people shouldn't celebrate Valentine's Day. That's a good budget-friendly way to save money. And I laugh because we don't actually celebrate Valentine's Day at all. Like we'll be like, oh, happy Valentine's Day. And that's it. But yeah, we do not celebrate. What about you?
Yeah, no, neither. I feel like it's one of those things that's like over commercialized. Like we don't need to buy specific things for specific holidays like this. I feel like it's gotten a little bit like this with Christmas as well, where it's like, oh, we need the specific decorations and the specific gifts and the specific cards. So I don't love that. I love like, oh yeah, let's just like do something fun or do something that we wouldn't usually do. But I don't like the idea of buying gifts for a specific holiday and like having to do something when it's more expensive because it's romantic and there's so much pressure to do it. But yeah, not really my thing. I'm actually surprised it's come around so quickly this year.
Yeah, I agree with you. When I was actually single, I would purposely hang out with my friends on this day because not that I was jaded or anything, but I was like, why is there a day for relationships, but not really a day for friendships or celebrating amazing people in your life? So I used it as a day to hang out with my friends and go do something fun. So this can be a list for that as well.
This year, I'm actually going to a book launch on the 14th, which I think was very well timed.
Oh, yes, absolutely. So let's kick it off. Number one that we have on the list is cook a dinner at home. So you can totally skip the expensive restaurants and make a fancy meal with your partner, your friends, whoever it might be. And the bonus to this is there's no tipping that's required. I know we don't do that here in Australia, but sometimes when you go to expensive restaurants, they're now asking for tips. I don't know if you've noticed that. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of fun. You get to do an activity together. And I think that's the best thing about it. You can follow a recipe. You can make drinks, whether they're virgin or alcoholic, and just kind of enjoy each other's company as you're creating something. Plus, who doesn't like delicious leftovers?
Yes, I don't enjoy cooking, but I have seen a lot of people making the love heart-shaped pizzas on TikTok, and that does look kind of fun. So that could be a fun niche one you do for Valentine's Day. Or I've also like seen people doing the themed cocktails. I saw people doing it for Christmas, where you make like a cocktail each, you bring your own ingredients, you can kind of like present them. So that could be fun as well.
Yeah, it just kind of makes it feel special, right? A little bit different.
Yeah, you can do a theme, but a theme at home. Mm-hmm. The second idea is to either make a gift or write your own letter. I used to do this for birthdays. So I'd go on Canva and make a newspaper style kind of birthday card, but I print it on a big A5. So it kind of opened up like a big newspaper, and I'd use like the old writing and make it like the funny newspaper color as well. And make like little highlights of what had happened this year. And I feel like that was such a fun thing to do. And then I'd add a crossword, but it was all things that we'd done together. So it was a fun way to kind of like reflect on the year and reflect on what happened. And it only cost me maybe $1 to print at office work. So it was super cheap.
That's really sweet. I know one year for a friend's birthday, I made a scrapbook of all our photos together. And then I got everyone to sign it. So it was like this beautiful, kind of like a little booklet of beautiful pictures and personal notes in it. And that was really, really special. And similarly for my parents, when my first kid was born, we did like a bit of a photo album for them. So that is a bit more expensive. But the thing is, it's like a gift that keeps on giving as well.
Yeah. And not even like for Valentine's Day, but just generally when I was stuck interstate during COVID, one of my friends got video messages from friends like all over Australia, like heaps of friends that I hadn't seen for ages. She messaged my family as well, and they all sent like a birthday message, and she put it together in one video. And that's like completely free to do. But I was like, oh my God, this is so thoughtful, and like so much effort went into this, and it was such a good gift.
And it's something that you can revisit over and over again, right? Number 3 on the list is plan a free experience. So you can go for a scenic walk or a beach picnic or visit a free museum instead of splurging on really expensive activities. The bonus is you can bring your own food and snacks, and you can kind of make it special in that way as well. I know a while ago, me and my friend, we used to go on these little adventures together. We would go hiking. So this is in Canada, and you could buy like a half pie. And when I refer to pie, it's like a fruit pie. So you could buy like a half cherry pie. And so we would go on this epic hike and get to the top of the summit, and we would eat this sweet little pie. And it's just like something that is just so special because it's so odd. Like, why are you hiking with a pie? But just making the experience kind of fun and enjoyable is always a really great way to experience a new thing.
And depending on where you live, there is so much free stuff around. Since moving to Melbourne, I've just noticed so many events and things to do when you search for them. I've noticed you can go to like the recordings of TV shows and just book free tickets to that, which seems so fun. But if you just like Google whatever city you live in and then free events and just see what pops up, like there's so much you can be doing.
Also free galleries. That's like not a thing in a lot of parts of the world, right? So going to a free gallery, or there are free markets all the time, even if you don't buy anything, it's just nice to peruse. So
yeah, the libraries as well. The Melbourne Library, the one in the city, is just like crazy. I didn't realize it had like kind of the exhibitions as well. It had all these really old books you could walk through and like read about them and where they came from. And I was like, well, this is like a full-on museum, not even just a library. So that was pretty cool.
with Ned Kelly's armor.
Oh, I don't think I saw that, but we were just hot one day and walked in and I was like, what? This is so cool.
It's so stunning. I love that library. Yeah, absolutely.
I love this next one. Have a potluck, a movie night, or a games night. I actually did this for my birthday recently. So my friends and I went out for dinner. Anna came as well. And then we just played games at my house. And yes, we had to pay for dinner when we went out, but then just playing games at home was so much fun and probably the best part of the night.
I completely agree. I love board games. Now that my older kid is 5, we play a lot of board games together. Some of our favorites are Carcassonne, Quest for El Dorado, Zombie Kids, Uno's just like an easy one to play as well. But it's like the gift that keeps on giving. You can keep playing, kids learn great skills, and it's just kind of fun to do something. We've also been doing movie nights at our house on Saturday night, and we'll have snacks. We'll make like popcorn, but then we'll put the sound system really loud so it really feels like a theater and close all the lights. And the kids absolutely love it. So that's like another really great one that you can do and just have the vibe of going to the movies, but doing it at home.
Yeah, and being really intentional about it, because it's so easy to just sit down and watch a show endlessly or sit down and scroll on your phone and half pay attention. But being like, we're going to watch a movie at this time and we're going to decide on it together and we're both going to put our phones away, like that can actually be very rare these days, I find.
Yeah, putting your phone away is a big one, and just kind of enjoying and getting lost in the movie is awesome. Number 7 on the list is play tourist in your own city. So we did talk a little bit about this, but exploring free local attractions, street art, historical spots is always really fun to do, especially if you feel like you're seeing them for the first time. Prior to having kids, my partner and I would often choose a different suburb that we were less familiar with on the weekends, and we would go and check it out. And we try to time it so that we go see some of the markets, check out what the best bakery is and get some baked goods from there, and just do window shopping. And it really feels like you're in a different city if you're not familiar with that space.
I love that so much. I've made a little Melbourne bucket list on my phone of things I want to do while I'm still here that's very like Melbourne only. But I find this is so fun if you just want something to do and you're not sure what. Open eClub, find a great deal at a restaurant you've never been to. Open Groupon, see what's on special and what coupons you can get for something cheap as well. Or I love to scroll on TikTok and search like things to do in Melbourne or unique things to do in Melbourne and see what comes up. There's this park that's like an hour out of the city and it's for kids, but it looks so cool and I really want to go because it's like this giant outdoor adventure park thing. So like that's on my list to do one day as well when kids are back at school.
Oh yeah, that's great. Well, or I was going to say, take me and my kids. I'll go with you.
Yeah, it's probably,
We'll just meet up.
We'll come with Emma. Emma wants to come too. So it'll be the adults and the kids.
Amazing.
If you are a gift person and you do want to do gifts, set a budget. So you could even set something as low as $10 and set a challenge, see who can get the most fun or the most interesting thing, or set some rules around it. I've been loving going to the shops and getting even just a cheap craft activity. I've been doing the diamond dots or gem dots, the ones where you have like the pen and you stick the dots down. And I've really been enjoying how satisfying that is. And it takes so long. But there was a day my friend and I both got 2 separate craft activities and we were just chatting while we were both doing our own crafts. And that was so fun and like so cheap.
I feel like I used to do that as a kid a lot, you know, like I studied art. I went to art school. So friends would come over and I would do my artwork while we hung out. It was just a nice way to hang out. So having like a budget on something where you're getting a cool creative gift is a great way to hang out.
It's always fun to show it off as well. If you've got like that small budget, like $10, being like, look what I got. Look what special I found.
Yeah, exactly. Number 9 on the list, and the last one, is create an IOU coupon. So you can create a coupon book for fun activities to do, and something that you can get excited about. You can have some romantic things if you have a partner, or if it's for a friend, just like some awesome ideas that you both enjoy. So I've done this before, and I've also tried to do like really funny things in it, like IOUs, such as like, I won't whinge when you do X, you know, but it's funny because
what's the thing?
I don't know. Well, it depends on the person. Mm-hmm. But I was going to say is that it can be like a fun little gift that you have like a good laugh about as well. So it's like creating little IOUs is fun.
I like that. We've got a final bonus one. It's a bonus one because it might not be budget friendly, but you can give the gift of wealth. So you can either help someone set up an investing account or give them some money to buy a share or an ETF. And this is a great way to ensure that you're actually helping them set themselves up for the future. You can also do this by buying them our book. We would love if you do that.
Oh, yes. Yes. Buying books is a really great one, especially our book. But I really do love this idea of giving the gift of wealth. This is something that I do, especially when people have young kids or like a baby shower where you're like, hey, I know it's going to cost a lot of money. Here's some money. Help your kids' future grow or your financial future. And it's also a really great way to just spend time with your friends in helping them set up an investment account as well. So if you're investing and your friend doesn't know, maybe maybe you're not putting money in, but you're actually helping and walk them through something that can be really beneficial in the future.
Yeah, this goes well with the IOU coupon as well. IOU, a 3-hour session of sitting down and going through a Pearler account or whatever it is.
Oh, I love that. Yes. If you do an IOU coupon, please tag us. I would absolutely love to see that.
Especially if they're finance related. That'd be really fun if we can make that a normal thing to do. IOU one date night where we talk about our finances and have fun.
Yeah. IOU, the time where I go through the app to see what we can reduce in terms of our expenses.
Fun.
There's lots you can do there as well. So yeah, the added financial twist.
Okay. Yay. Bye.
Thanks so much for joining us. If you found this episode helpful, please rate us 5 stars, write a review, or share with a friend. If you're new to investing, make sure to listen to our first 10 episodes. Follow us at Get Rich Slow Club or Tash at Tash Invests or me at Ana Kresina.
This show was brought to you by Natasha Etschmann, who is an authorized representative 1299881 of Guideway Financial Services, AFSL 420367, and Perla, who is an authorized representative 1281540 of Sanlam Private Wealth, AFSL 337927. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to investing. So make sure you check out our financial services guides and read the product disclosure statement and target market determination for any investments you're considering. See our show notes for more info.